we just don't take on clients if they have a really shitty website. It's because like we don't want to spend money in paid acquisition if we know it's not going to convert well. So it's like it's doing your due diligence. And even for our B2B brands, it's like, okay, we can send you all the leads possible, but if you don't have a back-end fulfillment, or if you don't even have a proper CRM, it's like how will you handle the amount of leads? So if you want to definitely like scale, as you said, like you need to look at it holistically. And yeah, it's time consuming, but it's definitely going to bring more higher ticket clients, but also like more long-term clients are going to stay with you longer because they're going to trust you.
Welcome back to the High Ticket Systems Podcast. Everyone, please welcome the one and only Mrs. Sania Baig. Sania, how you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
Fantastic, man. Just got back from lunch. I'm freaking full. I can barely move, but I'm here. I'm happy. Now, for those of us that do not know the name or the brand just quite yet, can you please explain to us basically what you guys do and who you serve best?
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm Sania Baig, the co-founder of Kinseb Marketing. So what we do is we really focus on driving kind of digital growth across different channels. And what kind of sets us apart is we really focus on kind of the website and optimizing the website first for like conversion optimization, just to make sure that we're driving traffic to the best possible experience. So that's kind of what sets us apart. But we basically handle web development, conversion optimization, any kind of digital marketing strategy, channel, you name it, we handle it. So kind
I
of a
love
lot
it.
on our plate. Yeah.
For sure. I was actually looking at your guys' website as one does, and yours is super badass. Yours is super, super
Oh,
cool.
thank you. Thank you.
Do you handle that in-house? Like, I guess, are you the ones clicking the buttons and doing that, or do you have like a team or a partner in place that kind of executes?
Yeah, so it's our development team. They're honestly incredible. They can design anything we want. So we basically kind of gave them some ideas and they kind of took it and ran with it. But yeah, we have an incredible design and development team that can basically do anything. They can build apps. Like we've had some crazy ideas too, and they've been able to execute. And we've had some crazy client requests too, and they've been able to execute. So yeah, they did our websites. So yeah,
That's awesome. Love a good team. Love a good team.
yeah, seriously, that's the backbone.
No, right? You brought up clients that have the clients where you've implemented websites on behalf of clients. Words. Oh my gosh. Can you describe like who best is fitted for your services?
Yeah. I mean, it's honestly any medium to larger size business that's looking to scale. So if they're like in a rut and they don't necessarily understand like how to take their business to the next level, that's kind of where we step in. Myself, speaking for myself, I've been in the digital marketing space for about 13 years now. I've worked at, the top agencies, and I've also worked on the brand side. I've worked on big clients, small clients, crazy clients, chill clients, all sorts of different clients. And I have a ton of different stories, but I've just gained a lot of really good experience. And my husband, who's the co-founder, he's on the finance side of things, so he's a finance director. So we kind of take things from a unique perspective. We look at clients' P&Ls. We kind of assess where they're spending their ad dollars, where are they spending other things like. And then we, kind of try to help them essentially scale in the most profitable way possible. So that's kind of our approach to marketing and sales and finance
You're,
holistically.
thank you so much for the insights there. To
Yeah.
me, it sounds like you're articulating what like a C, like a growth operator would do.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah, so a lot of our brands like would consider me as like a fractional CMO. And what's really cool is like I have a whole team behind me. So I'm touching all of the accounts. I'm not like in the day to day, but I'm overseeing strategy, I'm approving everything. And we have an incredible team of operators and leads who kind of execute everything. And yeah, thankfully as like a fractional CMO, I've built a really strong team and we've been able to see results for our clients. So yeah, we're just kind of taking it one day at a time.
well, that's awesome. In terms of client acquisition, whether strategies you implement for your own company or strategies you implement on behalf of your clients, do you have like a favorite system in place that you guys use?
Um, for ourselves, no, honestly, for us, it's just been referrals. I know that's not necessarily like 100% scalable, but Right now for our brand in particular, we're really focused on just kind of organic growth and putting out really strong content. And then from there, our hope is to, then kind of layer on the paid acquisition. So that's kind of our focus for ourselves. But for our brands, we definitely like to have a good mix of organic and paid channels. So, you have your Google ads, you have your SEO, now you have AEO, some retention in there with email, SMS, some upper funnel with Meta. I mean, whatever essentially their goals are, and depending on their budget, we kind of handle that for them. But it honestly depends on what their immediate goals are. Some of them just want to focus on profitability, some of them just want to focus on scale. So it just kind of depends on what they're looking for and where they kind of are at their journey.
For sure. I remember on our first phone conversation, we discussed how you essentially not attack business, but sure, attack client accounts from three pillars. One is bringing new customers through the door. The second one is CRO from a website standpoint, right? Once they actually land on your website, you want to make sure they're or they're
Yeah.
converting within good KPI. And you also have nurturing campaigns on the back end, right? And I think that's
Mhm.
like the trifecta within business, bringing in
Yeah.
new traffic, making sure they're converting, and then nurturing them on the back end so they actually convert if they did it initially. Um,
Right.
I think it's fantastic. Now, when you are optimizing a website, what are some like principles, philosophies, non-negotiables you like to implement into this website to ensure they're converting within KPI?
Yeah, I would say if you're an e-commerce brand, you definitely need like a sticky add to cart button. If you're on a product description page, you also need a sticky nav bar as you're scrolling. You need some type of new customer offer pop-up. It can be like a pop-up or a full page experience. If you have multiple categories of SKUs, you need like a really detailed collections page with a bunch of different filters. Like I think of these things and like these are like, okay, check, check, check. But a lot of these brands don't have that. I've even seen like bigger brands like Nike and Adidas, like if they have something out of stock, they don't have a notify me while back in stock button. And so like little things like that, right, are like huge. And a lot of brands kind of overlook that. But I'm trying to think of what else. I mean, a sticky add to cart. Also, the add to cart page and view cart page. I would say 80% of the brands that we look at, they have like such empty space on those pages, and those pages are like prime real estate, right? So you want to make sure that you have, those pages filled up, and you can do quick upsells. You can add in testimonials. You can do a free shipping qualifier. I mean, there's so many things, but I would say those are kind of the top for e-commerce. For B2B, it's a bit different. I mean, I do think it's important to have a sticky add to cart, but I mean, a sticky nav bar. Having a little bubble with your contact form is also important, no matter where someone is on your website. And then also having your contact us form above the fold is another thing. Like sometimes you have a contact us form and it's like down, down, down. You have to scroll. Like people don't have patience anymore, right? So you just gotta get to the point. So that's kind of the biggest thing. And having your phone number at the top, having your email at the top, contact us. Like it needs to be very clear for B2B brands. Like, okay, you have to have your phone number visible. You have to have your email visible. You should be able to like quickly click into their website and be able to contact them within like a second. So those are kind of the key things. I know I spit out a lot, but those are kind of the key things that kind of come to mind in terms of CRO.
No, thank you. Yeah, spit out all the information. We're looking for nuggets, so you did good. Do you have a favorite B2B or e-com like industry to work with?
I would say ecom. That's where a lot of my experience is. I mean, they both are special in their own ways, but I feel like in terms of a website, there's so much more opportunity on the ecom side, right? Like you can do subscriptions, you can do, like bundles. I mean, yeah, there's just so much opportunity. So I would definitely say that ecom is a bit more challenging, but it's like a fun challenge. So.
Yes. I feel like the only limitation, and maybe I'm being redundant because I kind of say this with AI, but for ecom, I think the only limitation is the imagination behind the user or the CMO because there's so
Mhm.
many bundles, so many different ways
Right.
to have an upsell or attack a downsell or get them to convert again and again and again. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
yeah. On that topic, sorry, I can't see without my glasses. On
No,
that
you're
topic, how are you guys utilizing AI within the business? And if you're not, you can say that as well, but I imagine you guys
Yeah. I mean, honestly, yeah, no. I mean, honestly, I would say we're kind of in the infancy stage. I mean, we do answer engine optimization, and we have a really cool partner who we partner with that has a really cool platform. But we do answer engine optimization. We do leverage AI in terms of like, keyword research. But I mean, other than that, we don't really leverage it probably as much as we should. We're still kind of relying on our team. And I think that's definitely one of our goals in 2026 is to figure out how we can better leverage AI. But one thing that we are working on, obviously, we have marketing services, but we are also building out some SaaS tools,
oh
which
nice.
is which is really exciting because we want to kind of diversify and create different revenue streams, right? Multiple revenue streams. So with the SaaS tools, we want to have like a free AI component, and then there's more of the managed service or subscription, which will be kind of more hands-on. So we're still kind of in the ideation phase of that, and hopefully we will be able to launch pretty soon. But at the free tools will definitely be leveraging AI, so I'm excited about those. So
Absolutely. Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Especially with, I'm not sure which LLM you use, but I'm freaking Cloud Code, baby. I freaking love Cloud
Oh
Code.
yeah, I mean I love Claude. I mean I used to use ChatGPT. I think all of us did, but obviously it has its limitations. But I haven't leveraged Claude as much as I should. I mean it's kind of timed out on me, but I think on all of us. So
For
yeah,
sure, for sure.
yeah,
I just because you bring up like building your own SaaS products and then like selling that to the marketplace. Essentially, what I do with Cloud Code, like I have an idea, I go in plan mode. It asks me a bunch of questions to make sure like this is exactly what I want. I say yes, and it just does it. Like it is
yeah.
so effing cool, dude. I know nothing about code. Maybe like a day later, I have this sick,
It's
badass like SaaS
awesome.
product. You know what I mean? And I
Yeah.
know nothing about code.
I mean, that's the beauty of AI. And I think like in order to keep up in today's times, like you need to learn it and you need to leverage it. Even it like it doesn't have to replace your team, it doesn't have to replace your workflow, but at least enabling it in some capacity, it's gonna take it to the next level. So
100%. I think it enhances your efficiency and
yeah.
workflow. I'm not a big believer where we simply let AI do our thinking for us, but
Right.
we have it as like a strategic partner. We're like on
Right.
a sounding board, like, hey, here's my idea. Am I dumb? Sometimes
Yeah.
it says, yeah, you're kind of dumb. Or it says, like, actually, that's a good idea, but let me do this, like, optimize it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's why or how I use AI the most, I'd say.
Yeah, yeah, no. I mean, it's always good to get a second opinion, and we actually use it sometimes for content ideas. So
Yeah.
like, if I'm like, hey, like I want to talk about CAC to LTV, and what should brands look for? Like, give me a carousel, and then it spits out a carousel, and then I tell my designer, hey, can you refine this? Like, I mean, the possibilities are endless. It's just how creative are you, right? To kind of come up with those ideas and kind of navigate the LLM to kind of manipulate it in your favor. So
100%. On the topic of Cactile TV, I know you guys also help with like nurturing.
mhm.
Um, what do you, or I guess, are you referring to sequences? Like, okay, they just opted in. We're gonna have like a 3 day or 5 day email sequence. Or do you also, yes, and do you also help with like helping the ecom brand come up with bundles or you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, yeah, we do both. We do both. I mean, a lot of people sleep on like email automations, like sequences, as you said. I mean, there's so many different words for it, but there's so many different ways. I mean, obviously, it's cheaper to retain a customer than it is to acquire a new one, right? And so many brands.
Yes.
Yeah, and so many brands I've talked to just spend on new customer acquisition, and they're not doing enough to like nurture their funnel and nurture their current customers, and even segment them differently, right? Like, yeah, but I mean, okay, to answer your first question, I think nurturing and retention is such a big piece of it, especially for, I mean, even for B2B and e commerce. Like, it's really important to have the right email sequences in place, but then also like having a loyalty program or a referral program if you're B2B, refer a friend. Like, there's so much opportunity to kind of continue to make your customers more loyalists. So I think that's one piece. And then, sorry, I completely forgot my other point. I got so excited when you mentioned retention. Um, but
There's
yeah, there's so much opportunity. But yeah, oh yeah, sorry. On the piece about bundling and increasing your AOV, right? Like a past purchaser, if you sell multiple SKUs, let's say an apparel brand, and someone's bought like a shirt, it's so easy to then upsell them to like a jean or a jacket, right? But usually that's done through SMS and email, and then translating that experience to the PDP. So it all kind of has to tie together. And that's another issue I've seen where your emails look one way, your PDP looks one way, your social media looks one way. Yeah, everything really has to be cohesive and it has to kind of mirror each other. That's kind of the best way. So, yeah, again, just so much opportunity out there.
no for sure, and I always lose my freaking like topic at hand, like literally every single time you're on the show. So you're totally fine. But I got excited when you were bringing up you can infinitely increase LTV. You can only bring CAC down so low. And I think so many businesses miss that opportunity. Like you can always sell your current customers more shit. You always can. You cannot, you cannot like decrease your average cost of acquisition below a certain threshold. Like it is literally impossible. Like email will always cost certain money. Running ads will always cost X amount of dollars. Like unless it's a
Yeah.
referral, but then like that's time that you're putting into asking for referrals, you know? But you can always sell more shit. Like a new
Yeah,
offer here, a
exactly.
new offer over here, like more SKUs over here, you know? So and like you said, it is so much easier to keep a customer happy opposed to trying to find more customers. Like,
Yeah. Sorry, my son had walked in. Can you repeat that?
no worries at all. I don't even think I had a question. I think I was just like kind of rambling off there about
Okay,
how
okay,
you
good.
can
Okay.
always increase LTV because you can just sell people more shit opposed
Oh,
to
yes. Yes.
decreasing the cost of acquisition. Like, there's always a hard cost associated with that, whether it's
Exactly.
software, media buying, fucking time that you're asking for referrals, you know?
Right.
But
Yeah.
LTV is infinite. You can always
Yes.
go up.
Yeah, yeah, and I think a lot of brands too don't have the proper understanding or even the right like measurement, which kind of comes into the finance side of things and actually looking at your true P&L, and then also understanding like how much does it actually take you, how much does it actually cost you to acquire a customer, and then what's your CAC to LTV? Like that within itself, to understand that is so powerful, and a lot of brands don't have that level of granularity. So that's another reason why we like to look at things in this holistic lens, because if we don't, then we don't necessarily understand like how much impact we are driving for them. So yeah.
Yeah, and that is like if you look at the top dogs in the world, like sure, the Hamozis in the world are like even dogs bigger than him, like private equity firms. Like
Yeah.
not to be an asshole, but that is like all they care about, dude. They're like,
Yeah.
what is your CAC? What's LTV? And if it's
Yeah.
greater than 10, I'll like consider investing. If it's below
Yeah.
that, figure it out. We're not investing. Like it's so
Yeah, no, that's all they care about in their board meetings. And I've had conversations with a lot of like PE firms that for some of the brands that I've managed, and that's all they care about. So yeah, it's just so important to understand your numbers. Like,
no, for
yeah.
sure, for sure. On that topic, when it comes to yes, we were talking about increasing LTV, and there's so many ways to do that. Do you have any game or do you have any like knowledge that you would love to share on decreasing CAC in any way that you can think?
Yes. I would say you need to have like a really strong balance between paid and organic. And I've worked on, this is like a true example. I worked on a beauty brand founded by a famous influencer, a French influencer. And this client of mine was really focused on paid acquisition. So they were spending a lot of money in Meta and a lot of money on Google. And we noticed that whenever a video went viral on TikTok, their CAC was like $5. And so we kept telling them, like, hey, you really need to focus more on organic. Like, start posting on TikTok, start posting more organically, focus on SEO. And so I think in order to decrease your CAC, you need to have a really strong balance between like organic and paid. A lot of people like sleep on organic, and I think that they kind of forget that, like it's organic is free. I mean, yes, it's time consuming to put out good quality content, and yeah, it's like a repeatable system, but you really need to kind of focus on both because whenever you do have those spikes, it kind of offsets your acquisition costs. So yeah, I mean, I think just right off the top of my head, like it's really just focusing on all channels and having the right balance between paid and organic. That's like the quickest way I can think of. But I mean, it's also getting in the nitty gritty, right? Like understanding different cohorts. It's also testing, right? Like testing your different creatives, testing your different audiences to understand, like, okay, does this cohort have a higher CAC than this one, right? So it's like really understanding your data and trying to understand like which customers are more profitable, which are least profitable or less profitable, and kind of adjusting your strategy accordingly. So yeah, just a few quick things that like came to mind.
I appreciate you. On the topic of creating content and having that inbound organic traffic, I cannot speak to D2C e-com brands. I can only speak for shit that I know. And the
Yeah.
individual that comes from organic is so much better framed. I feel like they consumed all of my content. They know exactly what the fuck the offer is. They know the price. They like
Yeah.
me as a person. So whenever you do hop on a consultation, it's like, Jordan, I love you. Let's rock. Like, no
I
questions.
love
Let's just
that.
make it happen. I'm like, but that only really happens through organic content, right? Taking
Yes.
the time to create a long form asset, in my case, several long form assets,
Yes.
before someone actually comes through the funnel, right? With ecom, I imagine it is a bit similar, obviously
It
different,
is. Yeah.
different ticket size, but if someone were to watch a couple of YouTube videos, maybe a couple of shorts, it's like, I like this product, I like the brand, I like what they stand up for. It's only, I don't know, $100 as an example. I'll
Mhm.
make that not I'll make that purchase. You know?
Yeah.
I feel like because they come through organic, they might have better LTV because
Yes.
we didn't really market to them or like pay to acquire them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's a different type of customer mindset.
No, it is. It is 100%. And like the customers coming from organic are also probably doing their research and looking at your competitors, which is why it's so important to also be running SEO and running AEO and also running Google Ads. So it's definitely it's so needed to have like a holistic strategy across paid and organic. They balance each other out and you can't have one perform well without the other. So,
No,
yeah.
for sure. And that is something that I've learned after running an agency for almost half a decade, well, a little over half a decade now, is yes, there was one pillar of business that I love to work in, and that's the marketing side. Like I love, obviously generating traffic for myself, and more
Right.
importantly, generating clients for my clients. That shit fucking woohoo makes me happy.
Yeah.
That said, business is a holistic animal. It is not just
Yes.
marketing, it is not
Right.
just sales, it is not just fulfillment. So I find myself turning into like a consultant as well
Mhm.
as like a done for you service provider, really teaching my clients like how to think about business, how to think about
Yeah.
growing a business, or like when shit hits like
Mhm.
goes wrong, how to come back from that, you know? It's it's a good thing. I'm not saying it's a bad thing.
Yeah.
It gives me more responsibility, which I guess allows me to increase prices, but
Yeah.
I just didn't have that mindset going into it. I'm like,
Mhm.
I'm just gonna do this one channel. I'm already good at it. It's gonna be fun.
Right.
And then little did I know, I have to like increase my skill set, become a consultant, coach more, teach more, instill my beliefs into them. It's fun.
Yeah.
I don't know
But
what the hell.
that will increase your LTV, right? I mean,
Yeah,
because yeah, I mean, because you're essentially providing way more value to your clients, and that's another reason why like we just don't take on clients if they have a really shitty website. It's because like we don't want to spend money in paid acquisition if we know it's not going to convert well. So it's like it's doing your due diligence. And even for our B2B brands, it's like, okay, we can send you all the leads possible, but if you don't have the back end fulfillment or if you don't even have a proper CRM, it's like how will you handle the amount of leads? So uh, if you want to definitely like scale, as you said, like you need to look at it holistically. And yeah, it's time consuming, but it's definitely going to bring more higher ticket clients, but also like more long term clients are going to stay with you longer because they're gonna trust you.
for
So
sure. And Hermosi and Daniel Fazio, who am I kidding? A lot of fucking high ticket people in the space talk about this exactly. They call it like the low ticket to high ticket ascension pathway, where
mhm.
essentially you have like a really low ticket offer where a lot of people can afford it and you deliver on that promise. It's not your full, bread and butter core offer, but it's like a little sliver. All right.
Yeah.
You're given that sliver. It's like a CRM, like a template that they can use. It's personalized to them,
Hmm.
whatever. You just deliver so much value on this upfront low ticket
Yeah.
offer. Cool.
Yeah.
Get as many people in the door as possible. And then
Yep.
you upsell them into your core offer. Now, the back end offer is where most people, including myself, messed up in the past. Is essentially once you solve this core thing, once your client comes through your funnel and you deliver value on your core offer, there's always another problem. Whatever that other problem is you solve for that in your back end offer, in your ascension pathway offer. That kind of makes
Yeah.
sense?
Yeah, I know completely. Yeah.
If you can kind of think about it that way, it's like, damn, there's so many things I could possibly sell, you know?
Yeah.
And on that note, it challenges me as the business owner to actually get better to solve the next constraint that my client or potential client is going to
Yes.
face. And if
Yes.
I don't get good enough to solve the second or third problem, I'm one, not a good business owner, but two, losing out on hella freaking revenue. A
Yeah.
lot of
Yeah.
revenue, you know?
Yeah. It's a good challenge.
It
It's a good
is.
challenge.
It
Yeah.
is. And I'm not sure if you like played sports or like were a part of like, I don't know, team activities growing up, but I
Mhm.
always find, not always find, but I find that like entrepreneurship, running a business is just like sports. Like it's always a challenge. It's always going to push you. There's going to be
Yes.
hard days. You're going to want to fucking shoot yourself, not literally, but sometimes you're going to want to
Yeah.
fucking shoot yourself.
Yes.
And yeah, it's really good. It builds, mental toughness, discipline, all the fun things that you need to just be successful in any area.
Yeah.
I think it
Yeah.
teaches, you
Yeah, I
know?
mean, seriously. I mean, every day of my life is time management and task management. That's like it's time and tasks. That's my whole entire day, and that's how it's structured every day.
Do you, side note, do you have like a morning routine, nightly routine with all
I
your,
mean, I have two kids. I have two little boys. One's three, and one's like 10 months. So a lot of my free time is spent with them. But whenever they're sleeping, usually my nighttime routine is logging on and doing work.
for
So
sure, for sure.
yeah,
That's
the hustle never ends.
no, absolutely.
Yeah.
Let's think forward here for a second. What is like the biggest goal that you and your husband, you and the co-founder, want to accomplish in the next like 1 to 2 years?
Yeah, like I said, I mean, we're trying to really scale and create multiple streams of revenue for us, and so now, I mean, we have our services brand where we sell marketing services, right? We also do consulting. We're building a few, SaaS tools. We possibly have an app coming.
That's so exciting.
We also are testing out, selling a product because we have all this experience. And so again, we're just trying to test out what works and create multiple revenue streams for us. But another thing, and I've been, listening to a lot of YouTube channels and just like agency founders talk about how they scaled their agency. And I think, right now we do a lot of different things and we do a lot of different things good. But in order to truly scale, you need to kind of hone in on one target demographic of your customer and maybe sell them one to two services. That's kind of the key way to scale. And so we're kind of testing that out too, creating an offer where maybe it's just, we focus on home and professional services and we're maybe selling them just Google ads and a landing page. And we drive all of that traffic to a really high converting landing page just so they can kind of see what's working. But that's something we're testing out to see if that's a better offering than what we're currently doing. So you have to be kind of agile and you can't have an ego in it. It's like, okay, yeah, I started this marketing business and this is what I said I'm going to do. Like you have to pivot, you have to be agile and you have to be hungry. So that's just our mindset. We're just hustling, we're growing, we're testing, we're just excited.
I
So
freaking love it. No, I can tell from the way you speak, y'all are definitely excited. It gets me
yeah.
fucking hyped up. But
Good.
yes, you 100%, you cannot be married to the offer because the
Yes.
offer is always gonna fucking change. Like
Yes.
you're gonna have to pivot and you have to switch gears, whatever the case is. But
Yeah.
there's one thing that I did not like pivoting or changing. I'm like, no, dude, I put all this freaking work. It's this one thing. Like I'm making this thing work.
Yeah.
Dude, the market doesn't give a fuck about that thing, bro. Like just they want
No.
this thing over here, you know? And
Yeah.
I'm like, "Yeah, I guess I'll listen. But yeah,
You just chase where the money is. Yeah. Yeah.
And I will tell you from experience and on behalf of clients, people love lead gen. So if you're
Hmm.
going to the market, professional services, home improvement services, like, hey, I can bring you leads with Google Ads, they're going to say, okay, yeah, we'll talk. Because they
Yeah.
want more business, they want more leads, you know?
Yes. Yeah. And it's, we can guarantee an X amount of increase, like, and it's just one to two services. It's so much more scalable than trying to scale 10 different services. So it's just something to consider, but we're definitely testing it out.
No, for sure. You're obviously gonna do what you want, but I highly encourage you look into that seriously because it makes everything easier. It's
Yeah.
basically like the same avatar coming through the funnel, the same
Yes.
problems that you're solving for.
Hmm.
You deliver the exact same way. It's like rinse, repeat type
Yes.
shit. You know what
Yes.
I mean? So it
Hmm.
simplifies life. In a
Yes.
chaotic world we live in, I
Yes.
want simplicity.
Yeah. Same. Same.
For sure. And then let's see. Time for some advice. So, looking back over your career, whether in the other companies and agencies you worked with, and of course, entrepreneurship, what is one thing you wish you knew that would accelerate your growth to get you to where you are here faster? If that makes sense.
Yeah, no, that's a really good question. I would say I think it has to do with ego, and being humble and like taking criticism and feedback. That there have been times in my career where, I thought I deserved a promotion, or, I thought I had a really good idea and I was quickly humbled. And it's, you have to kind of take everything and kind of run with it. And so it's one, like taking your ego out of it and just kind of understanding, like, okay, I'm not the best. There could be people that know things better. And just kind of being hungry and taking all the feedback you can, and asking clients for feedback as well. Like when we first started our own agency, I sent out a few surveys to clients and they said, maybe you could have worked a bit faster on this, and there were delays here, and it's like, okay, well, where's the hole? Where's the gap in what we're doing? So it's taking feedback, not being married to things like you said, and also just like being agile and being willing to grow. I know it's not nothing like specific, but I think, like, I mean, that's the first thing that kind of came to my mind. It's just, being agile and not having an ego, and just kind of like taking all the feedback you can, because when you do scale, like, you're going to need that feedback. So yeah, that's the kind of the one thing I would recommend.
Well, that's great advice, and it's true to you. So, thank you.
Yeah.
Now, what is the single best piece of advice you ever received, business or personal?
Oh man, that's tough. I would say just be the hardest working and the most hungriest person in the room. Because I mean, there are people that want success, but then you have to realize that there's no shortcuts to success. You have to put in the time and you have to put in the effort. And like, I this really makes me mad, but like I go on TikTok and I see people talking about digital marketing, and they talk about affiliate marketing, and it's like, oh, you're going to get rich quick, and this is what digital marketing is, this is what affiliate marketing it is. And I'm just like, that's not what it is. Like, I have years and years and years, over a decade of experience. I've worked on top brands. I really understand what it is. And like, there's no shortcuts to success. So if you really want to get out there, you can't be lazy. You can't feel like things are going to get handed to you. You have to go out there, put yourself out there. You have to network. And yeah, just be hungry and be motivated. So that's yeah, the advice. Just be the hardest working and the hungriest person in the room.
That is so true when it comes to not taking shortcuts because I played baseball for a long time. I did not really take any shortcuts there. Was I naturally gifted? Yes. But did I also work hard? Absolutely. And like it showed from a skill standpoint.
Hmm.
In my adulthood, after I quit playing because, injuries, whatever, I like I think it was like in the back of my mind or it was an intuitive feeling where like I would pick something up and I wasn't as good as I was with baseball. I'm like, I fucking suck. This is hard. I give up.
Yeah.
But it's like, no, dude, like if you really think about the process, like you played for 15 years. You played this one thing. Of course you're gonna be good. Like you
Yeah.
fucking for 2 seconds. Of course you suck.
Yeah.
Like time difference, you know? Like it
Yeah.
took a long time for me to like actually realize that, you know? Like
Yeah.
there are no shortcuts. Like if you want
Yes.
to have experience and be skillful like a 15-year-old math or 15-year
Right.
master, it's gonna take fucking
Yeah.
15 years, you know? So
Yeah.
thanks for bringing that up.
Of course. And there's also people that are like dumber that are doing it and making more money. So that's also motivation, right? It's like, how are they doing it, but I can't, you know?
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
Absolutely. Let's see here. And then a favorite meal.
Favorite meal would just be a ribeye steak,
Yes.
medium well,
Okay.
with mashed potatoes, cream of
Uh,
corn,
uh,
and mac and cheese.
mac and cheese for lunch. That's hella funny.
Yeah,
Okay,
I'm a big
nice.
steak person. Carnivore, big carnivore.
Absolutely same. Let's see. And where can they find you? It was a ton of fun.
What was that?
My bad. Where can they find you?
You guys can find me on kinsebmarketing.com, and you can also find me on LinkedIn, Sania Baig. Just type me in and you'll find me.
For sure. You're like, yeah, I'll be at the Bottega, all right, downtown.
I'm like, I don't go out.
Sonia, it was a freaking pleasure having you on. Tons of gems, tons of knowledge. I fucking laugh my ass off the whole
Oh,
time.
good, good.
Yeah,
Thank you for having me. No, this was a lot of fun.
for sure. Audience, we'll talk to y'all soon.